So welcome, guys. Hopefully everyone can hear me. I'm house sitting Adam and Kira's house and their Wi-Fi is so dodgy. I've literally used like 8 gigs over my data because I have to tether it from my phone. But, you know, we'll roll with the punches. Maybe they go over it so much because of their business. Says my internet connection's unstable, so hopefully it keeps going. Otherwise, I'll have to tether it from my phone again. So welcome, guys. This is usually our Start Strong call. But every week, you know, there's so many new people, new faces. I like to kind of give everyone a little bit more insight into different people in the business. And, you know, we're so thankful and so, I guess, blessed to have some pretty cool sideline buddies. So tonight you're going to hear from the amazing mama of almost 2. She's still cooking her second one. So she's got a little girl, Summer, and and she's also got a son on the way. Drummond has been part of the Juice Plus business for quite some time now, a couple of years, I think maybe 3 years, Drummond, 4 years, something like that. You can share more of that. But Kristine was one of the first people I ever met in the Juice Plus business when I was deliberating whether I was going to do it or not. She so kindly said I had to get on a plane and go to Sydney conference, and I thought she was crazy. But I had faith and I trusted in her and Linda. And, you know, Adam was still skeptical at that stage too. But we got on a plane to Sydney and we went to conference and we kind of saw what it was all about. And so Kristine and I have been friends. I love that, you know, I've seen her like journey and her grow through this. And, you know, she's kind of seen the same, and we're always willing to help one another out. Like, we don't have anything to do with each other's businesses in terms of, you know, financial aspects, but that's what I love about this company. We're not scarcity. We're always abundant mentality driven. And so if you're brand new, which I know so many of you are brand new on here, it's pretty cool to hear from someone that has, I guess, been on this journey a little bit longer and, you know, has done some pretty amazing things and has given not just herself the life she'd always dreamed of, but her family as well as other amazing women and mamas in her team. So I'm going to let Drummond share a little bit about her story and what she's about, and then she's going to share some gold. So hopefully everyone has their notepads. I still have my notepad. I have about 1,000 on the go. But as Drummond said, I have to have a gold nuggets book. So then I go and transfer it all over to that book every couple of weeks. So I'll hand it over to you, Drummond. You can kind of take it away, share your story. Let me spotlight you.
Awesome.
There you go.
Thank you, Loza. And yeah, thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me on this call. I feel really privileged to be able to share, hopefully, some wisdom with you tonight. Yeah, this is my anniversary week. I've been with the Juice Plus company for 4 years. And when I first started on it, it was when my daughter was 4 months old. And, you know, my friend Fee Taylor, who introduced Juice Plus to me, could see I was a struggling mum. I had no energy, you know, really didn't have my health in check. And she just said to me, you know, just check this stuff out. It's, you know, it's all natural. You can still breastfeed with it. And that's all she said. Like, literally, it was a 30-second conversation. And I went home that afternoon and I just did my own research. And I met with Linda not long after that. And, you know, within 2 weeks, I was feeling amazing. And, you know, my health has never been better since being on Juice Plus. It has definitely taken it to a level that I've never experienced before. And that's what I love about this business, that we get to help other people experience the same thing. So, yep, I've got 5 weeks to go till our little boy arrives. So I am in 2 minds there. One part of me is totally freaking out. I'm not ready. I've got massive big business goals that I still want to achieve before this one arrives. And then the other part of me is just like, will you just get out? Like, I want to hurry up and get on with this. So yeah, so I'm kind of, my hormones are all over the place. Some days I have highs, some days I have lows, but I'm just going with the flow at the moment. So yeah, Loza just wanted me to share a little bit about my story, and she's given me some dot points to kind of talk to you about tonight. So, you know, 5 years ago, if someone had told me I'd be involved with a business like this, I would have just laughed. I would have said, no way, you know, I didn't even know what a network marketing company was. I had no idea that they existed. I've never heard of a pyramid scheme or anything like that before. But you know what? This business opportunity has totally changed my life. It's changed my family's life, and it has allowed not only you know, our financial circumstances to change and, you know, really go after that abundance. But I've grown as a person. I've grown into a better version of myself, and that's what I've loved more than anything. And also helping and watching other women in particular grow and shine and really empower them to be their best version as well. So I've got a brand page called the Goya Girls. And Loza wanted me to talk to you about what it takes to be a Goya girl. I don't know if you girls know, but Goya stands for Get Off Your Ass. And it came from one of our incredible mentors, Lauren Slocum, who I'm sure most of you know. And that's how I live my life. That holds me accountable every single day. And it's not about getting off your ass in this business. It's about getting off your ass in all aspects of your life. So, you know, health and fitness play a major role in my life. I definitely feel like one of the successes that, you know, to be successful in this business, you have to live the mission, and our mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. So if you're down at Macca's every day and you're not living that mission, it's going to be hard for you to succeed in this business, because people are going to see through your BS if then you're promoting health on Facebook, but behind the scenes you're not staying true to you and true to your word that you're putting out there. And you know, you've got the social media master at the helm in your team. Like Loz is just incredible at it, and you know, you can see that what she puts on Facebook is who she really is in real life. And I think that's what a lot of people miss as well. They're not authentic. They're not authentically them on Facebook. They show the highlight reels. They, you know, they don't show us who they truly are, and that's what this business allows us to do as well. And also social media allows us to project our message to the world, you know, to millions of people every day, and that's exciting, and it brings new people into our life every day as well. It reconnects us with people from our past. So the Goya Girl movement for me is all about empowering women to be a better version of themselves, to step up and step out of their comfort zone and really live at a higher level, you know, play larger, because playing small doesn't serve anybody. It doesn't serve you, it doesn't serve your family, and it doesn't inspire anyone around you. So yeah, the Goya Girl movement is all about taking action, whether it's taking action in being a better mom, taking action in your relationship, in your intimacy, in your romance, taking action in fitness, taking action in health. It's about you taking control and making the changes necessary to, you know, step into your greatness. So the other thing I want to talk about as well, and you're more than welcome to go and check out my page as well if anyone wants to go and have a look at it. Loza wanted me to talk about, you know, how do you make the most of your stolen moments? Like, I know Loz has lots of mums in this group. Go the mums. You know, and whether you're a mum in a relationship, or whether you're an independent mum, or whether you're a brand new mum or an expectant mum, or maybe you're just a woman, a kick-ass woman, it's very, thanks babe, it's very, very important to really value your time, you know, and I think that's what it comes down to. Like, so often I see so many mums putting everybody else in front of them, and they don't take time for themselves. How to be the best version of yourself, or a better mum or a better partner, if you're not putting yourself first. So I've got some daily rituals that I do every day that I've incorporated into my daily routine that allows me to get in that peak resourceful state every day. And I think it's so important. And, you know, I never did any self-development before I did this business. And I just find that self-development is so, so important. And just getting 5 stolen minutes alone in silence to yourself without all the chaos is super, super important, especially if you're a mum. So, yeah, I'm really big on habitualizing things and scheduling things. If you schedule something, it means it's going to get done. If you don't schedule it and you just fly through by the seat of your pants, it's probably not going to get done, and you're probably not going to get the things that the highest priority done. So in this business, it's really overwhelming. I totally get that. There's lots of Facebook pages, there's lots of trainings, there's lots of events, there's lots of recorded calls and things you've got to listen to. There's lots of self-development to do. So some of you probably already have full-time jobs, or you've got, lots of kids you've got to look after. So it's really come down to, using your time really wisely. And, I always take Sundays off. Sunday I take off totally from the business. Occasionally, if something pops up and I need to be at an event or something like that, I'll work a Sunday. But my team don't contact me on a Sunday, because I need to switch off. I need to have that one day where I can just recharge and be present with my family. And I encourage all of you to do that. There'll be times where you'll be going for some kick-ass goals where maybe you have to work Sundays, and I've definitely had to do that. I've also had times where I've had to work to midnight to get things done. But you know what? These days I switch off, and I'm off the computer, and I'm off social media, and I'm off my phone by 9:30 at night. I'm very strict with that. And in the morning, I'm not checking my phone first thing. Okay, I'm doing my morning rituals. So some of my rituals are, I do an hour of self-development. Might be reading a book, might be listening to an audio. I do my half an hour of exercise. Then I'm straight in, big glass of water, shower. When I'm in the shower, it's my positive affirmations, my questions that are going through my head. Also my I am. Like so many women out there, we're telling ourselves such negative things every day. If I spoke to you how you spoke to yourself, we would not be friends. You wouldn't let me in your front door. So why do you allow yourself to talk to yourself like that? So positive affirmations and I am statements are really, really empowering. And it's something that I've even ritualized into my trip when I drop Summer to daycare every morning. Is we run through I am statements. I think it's really cool to start teaching our kids positive self-talk from an early age. So whatever you need to get into a peak resourceful state, it might be listening to a kick-ass song that gets you in that state. It might be just going to do some deep breathing. I love my meditations. I usually listen to a meditation before I drop off to sleep. It's an abundant meditation. There's so many meditations on YouTube that not only put you in a nice, relaxed state, but they're also subliminally feeding you messages into your brain, positive messages about abundance and stuff like that. So find some of those if that makes sense and you want to use those. But yeah, scheduling your day. So I sort of look at, well, what are the 5 things that we need to do in this business every day? And there's really only 5 parts. So 1, talk to people about the business opportunity. 2, talk to people about, the products. 3 is build relationships. Now, some people don't really get that. So I'm going to explain that one a little bit more. When you build relationships, it's all about reconnecting and connecting with people. So I've got people that have joined my team that I haven't seen since I went to school, 20 years ago. So that's what I love. So go and reconnect with those people. I know, you may not have got along with everybody at school, but time's passed, years have passed, and it's a great time to reach out to people and use Facebook. That's the good thing about Facebook, is that we can, reconnect these relationships. So yeah, I would really use that. And one of the practices that I teach my team is you've got to be constantly jumping on your friends' Facebook pages and looking at their friends. And if there's anyone in there that I wouldn't just do it to randoms, but if there's people in there that that you went to school with, or used to play sport with, or used to be on some sort of committee or whatever, then go and send them a friend request. Go and reach out and say hi. Haven't seen you in years. Fill me in. Where are you living? What are you doing these days? Eventually they're going to get around to, what are you up to? Or they're going to look at your Facebook page and see all the positivity and inspiration and ask you what you're doing. So always constantly think about who you can plug into your funnel. And if you're using social media as your strategy, as one of your strategies, you've got to be constantly adding Facebook friends in there. So that's a really cool way to build relationships. If you're at a beautiful, cafe or restaurant and someone's giving you awesome service, give them a compliment. Tell them that they would be amazing at what you do. What's their next question going to be? What do you do? So start that relationship. Ask them, are you on Facebook? I don't have time to go into it right now, but are you on Facebook? I'll send you a message. So that was 3, build relationships. 4 is events. And you hear all the leaders talk about events. It's so important to go to events, to build for events, to invite people to events. If you don't know how to invite, one of the first books you should read is Eric Worre's Go Pro, How to Be a Network Marketing Professional. Please, if you haven't read it yet, you need to read it, listen to it. You can get the audio if you want. But one of the skills in there is how to invite people to events and how to build for them. So, it's not hard, to know that there's only 7 skills in this business. That is definitely where you need to start. That's like our industry Bible. And then number 5 is self-development. So we're always recommending books and audios and things to listen. We don't just recommend them because we want to. We recommend them because they actually work. They actually help you, transition, I suppose, because that's what it is. This journey is a transition. Like if you've had never been a part of anything like this before, it's all going to be a little bit strange. You're going to be challenged. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be so worth it. But you need to make some changes within yourself. That's the biggest thing you're going to have to work on, because we all know that the products work. We know that the business works, the company works. The only differential is ourselves. So you've got to go to work on yourself more than anything else. And I hope that you get that this is so much more than fruits and vegetables in a capsule. So much more. This is about empowering people. This is about inspiring people. This is about changing the quality of people's lives. Yeah, and this is about changing the quality of your life. There's not one of you on this call tonight that can't make it to NMD and set yourselves up for the future. The traditional way of working, you're going to come across a lot of people working in the old system, okay? The old system doesn't work, okay? We were all taught, go to school, get a good education, go to university, get a degree, and go and find a stable job, okay? It doesn't work like that anymore. 75% of students can't get in the field that they've just studied, And how many people do you know that are getting close to retirement but have lost a lot of their super? Yeah, the average age of the female, we're going to have to work until we're 75 to replace the loss of income when we had children. And by the time you're 75, how much of your health do you have left? If your hips are still in place and you can still walk, great, you might be able to get a couple of trips in. But why not take control, take some self-responsibility and look after your finances and everything now, and start experiencing some of these things now. So, travel and all that kind of stuff. And this type of opportunity provides that for honey. Yep, awesome, cool. Sorry, everyone froze for a second there. So some lessons that I've learned along the way, and this is what I teach my team as well, is that you've got to be teachable. It's one of the most important things. Some of you are going to come into this business and you're going to think that you can do a better job. You can rewrite systems and you can do better flyers and you can, do better events, and you want to lead with green smoothie events. You know, we've been there, we've done that, we've made the mistakes. So just be teachable. Really look at who resonates with you as a leader in this business. So who do you know that's successful in this business? And then go and do what they're doing. Don't copy it, but put your own spin on it. Yeah, so put your own words, your own verbiage to it, but go and do what they're doing. So someone like John Holowati, he's great for opportunity posts. Like if I'm like, I haven't done an opportunity post for a while, I'm straight onto his Facebook and I just scroll through his stuff and I go, right, I love that post. Now, how can I reinvent it in my own words and put my own spin on it and whack it on my page? You know what I mean? So you're not copying people's pictures and just sharing and being lazy. You're actually going on there and having to think about it. You know, how can I change this post so it's more me? Yeah. So really be teachable and follow what the successful people are doing. Plugging in and filling your Juice Plus tank is like, it's a non-negotiable, like conferences and trainings and events. You know, when I first started, my sponsor, you know, she wasn't around when I first started. And so I had to really step up and be independent and go and find things out for myself. Okay. You're an independent business owner. So don't go, oh my God, my sponsor's not around. Boo hoo. Who cares? All the stuff is there. All the information is there. You know, we've got an incredible website. We've got Google Drives. We've got YouTube channels. You know, everything is there that you need to succeed. And I could actually tell you in 3 hours how to do this business. But until you get it, until you get that it's just talking to people, building relationships, networking, and plugging in, then it's going to take you longer. So don't try and reinvent the wheel. Be consistent. That's probably the number one thing. Don't put a few posts up on Facebook and then go, oh, it didn't work, and then you don't put any more posts up. You know, this takes time. It's called sowing the seeds. You have to sow a lot of seeds. I remember a month 2 years ago where I did Eric Warray's How to Recruit 20 People in 30 Days. Man, I went nuts in that 30 days. I was sowing so many seeds and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get these 20 team members. Guess how many team members I put on in that month? 0. Did I sit there and did I sulk about it? No, because the flow-on effect, month 2, month 3, month 4 down the track, those people were coming back and they were joining the team. So what you do today is not going to show up, but what you consistently do over time is going to show up next month, the month after, the month after. So don't give up. That's the number one thing. I see so many people come into this business. They go gang-ho for the first couple of weeks. They hit SDBF. They try a few new things. Nothing works. And then they're out of the business. Okay. This is a university course. You're not going to know everything from the start. Trust the system, trust your mentors, trust your sideline buddies, trust the company. If you stay in line and don't give up on a bad day, I promise you will make it. I had no idea when I first came into this business how I was going to get to NMD. I remember, you know, my daughter was 6 months old. I practically weaned her off my breast because Linda said, you're coming to America, you've got to come to this conference. And I did. I went over and I saw the big picture. I saw the vision and I saw all the NMDs up on stage and I thought, that's going to be me. But I was 6 months in and I had no idea how I was going to get there. It seemed like such a long way away. It took me 3 years to get to NMD. Did I want to quit the business in there? Absolutely. I wanted to quit the business quite a bit. But you have those days and then you have a sleep and then the next day seems better. So just make sure you're consistent and talk to people. I often get a lot of teams say, you know, I'm not moving anywhere. You know, my business is flattened out. And then I ask them, how many people have you spoken to this week? And they'll go, oh, I spoke to 2. Okay, do you think talking to 2 people a week is going to get you the results that you want to get to NMD? Probably not. So make sure that your actions are matching your goals. And as I said before, you've got to live the mission and you've also got to have the vision. Have the vision first. So if you want NMD, awesome. Visualize it. Have sticky notes all over your house. That's what's in my house. You can see one here behind me. This is all over my house. It's 500 Club. When you hit 500 Club, you're earning around $1 million a year. Now, I want to hit this next year. So this is everywhere in my house. People think it's kind of freaky, but put your goals up around the house. Hopefully that's going to inspire other people, and they'll ask you about it. They'll say, hey, what's that 500 club mean? What's Millionaire Mum, you know? And then you can kind of go into a really cool conversation about it. So put your goals up in your bathroom, in your toilet, fridge, you know, everywhere. And then work backwards. So if your goal is to get to 12 club, you know, by the end of September, and you're only sitting at 2 club now, well, you better have a few SDVFs going through this month and next month to get qualified for 12 club, okay? So you need to have all your SDVFs done, at least 12 to 15 of them by the end of August, so that you've got the opportunity to hit 12 club by September. So have the goal, have the vision, and then work backwards, and then share it with your team. So 12 club doesn't mean you having 12 qualifiers frontline, okay? It means communicating with your team. You might have someone that wants to go 3 club. You might have someone that wants to go 6 club. So break it down. How do we build team and find team? You've got to be attractive. Like, look at your Facebook posts. I'm not attractive as in put your makeup on, but you've got to be someone that people want to follow. So have a look, scroll through your Facebook page. If you've got too many dog pictures and cat pictures, please take them off. I have had a few team members like that. They look like the crazy cat lady. You want your post to be inspiring. You want to add value. That's your number one job on Facebook now, being involved with a business like this. So, you know, make sure you're adding value all the time. You know, I use an incredible program called Hootsuite. It costs me $10 a month, and I sit there at the start of the month for about 2 to 3 hours, and I set up all my inspirational posts in the morning for the entire month. I also set up a few other posts scattered here and there as well, you know, just to save time. And inspirational posts are great, like especially in the morning when people are going to their shitty jobs. That's where you want to be a little ray of sunshine. You want to be a little ray of positivity as they're going off, you know, in the rat race, stuck in traffic, and they're looking at all your inspiring stuff. Like, that's attractive to people, okay? Yeah, and if you're using Facebook as your strategy, like, get really clear on who you are. You know, get really clear on your identity. Get really clear on what your mission in life is, because Facebook is our opportunity and our voice to share with the rest of the world. So the clearer you can be on who you are and what you want your message to be, the clearer and more focused and more driven you'll be to live that mission and to share and add value to other people's lives. So yeah, so that's, like, obviously Facebook advertising is huge. I mean, you hear Loza going on about that, so I'm not going to bang on about Facebook strategy. She's definitely, you know, the best in the business at that. How to get your team started strong. This is super important. I really think it's important, and your team probably know this already, to have them at least have 3 customers ready to go before you put them in the system, so that they're hitting that first promo level from the start, and you're putting them in a positive cash flow position from the start. I can't stress how important that is, and I'm just going to draw a little diagram for you so that you can kind of understand why we get them to do that. So let's say you've got someone that comes into the business. Okay, that's them. Let's say they hit DVF in their first day or 2. Their motivation is high, yeah? They're more likely to go, right, what's next? SDVF, awesome. Let's say they hit SDVF in their first couple of weeks. Guess where their motivation is? Very, very high. So they're engaged, they're ready to rock, okay? Now, what happens if someone comes into the business and they miss DVF? Motivation, not so good. Oh, the business doesn't work, not happy. Then if they hit it within their 30 days but they don't pick up their bonus, they start seeing everyone else hitting it really quickly. They start to compare. Can't read what I'm writing. All right. Let me go a bit bigger. I'm not really writing anything, it's just dots and lines. So this is if someone's come in, they've hit DVF, motivation's high, they've gone to SDVF. If they miss DVF but they hit it in their first 30 days, great, they're moving along. Let's say they hit SDVF within their 40 days, great, their motivation is still there. If they miss DVF, motivation is down. If they miss the fast track for SDVF, they're not likely to succeed in the business. Okay, that's why it's so important to have their first 3 customers ready to go so that they're hitting DVF in their first day or 2. They're getting that $100 bonus. They're getting, all the retail profit back. And then you can go, right, now let's go find some team and let's get SDVF in. So I explain this to people when they come into the business, so I think it's so important to match their expectations. What are they expecting? I know in your team and in ours as well, we do kind of like we qualify the person, we find out their why. That's super important. And we've got questions that we ask and a blueprint for them to follow. So the blueprint is basically things like watch the welcome video, watch a video on how the Juice Plus products are made, watch how to do watch an opportunity video. And we've got about 7 steps on our blueprint. If they can't complete those 7 steps, they're probably not going to be a real rock star in your business. And you've got to remember that 80% of people won't do much. 20% will do, kind of hit SC, and then 5% will go SC and beyond. Yeah, so it really is a numbers game. So just love people where they're at. But I think getting them started strong is going to put them in a better position, and they're going to be more motivated, engaged to keep going. And then the last thing that Loza wanted me to touch on was self-belief and breakthroughs. For me, I always had the self-belief. I just didn't know how I was going to get there. Like, I knew I was going to. I never ever doubted that I was not going to make it to the top of this company. And I just chipped away. I just kept chipping away, kept being consistent. I did a lot of self-development. I still do. Self-development is massive. And as Loza said, like, I've got a gold book. Like, you're going to take so many notes on this journey. You're going to go to so many things and hear so many speakers, and they're all going to, they're all going to add different things. So when I'm taking all my notes, I take 2 or 3 main points out of each speaker, and then they go into my gold book. So my gold book is just all gold nuggets. So when I scroll through it, it's just amazing advice after, tips and everything. So that's the gold book. So like I'm the same as Loza. Like, I've got so many workbooks with so many notes in them. But when I go through that gold book, it brings up stuff that I'd forgotten about. I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome, I'm going to use that. So self-belief comes from the self-development and just backing yourself, just backing yourself and putting your hand up to challenge yourself. If there's an opportunity to present, take it. If the pen gets thrown at you, yeah, you're nervous, tell people you're nervous, but get up and do it anyway, because that's going to help you grow that little bit more every day. And really ask questions, be resourceful. You don't have to go to Loz all the time. Head office is there. You can ask questions on Facebook, but go and try and find the answer first before you do that. So many people have asked the question that you're asking before you. So pick a key word out of the sentence you're going to ask and search it first, because I bet you someone else has already asked it and there's already a ton of comments on it already. So yeah, just take some initiative, take some self-responsibility. Breakthroughs, you're definitely going to have it at conferences and 90-day game plans and events and stuff like that. Even if you don't have anyone to take to an event, still rock up, because you'll hear a different story, you'll resonate with a different speaker, and it will just fill that Juice Plus tank even more. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had, Loza. Sorry, I think I've gone over time, have I? By 8 minutes?
No, everything I do is an hour. So
Oh,
like Jess Fuller had me on her call and I talked for a legitimate solid hour and she's like, we usually just do half an hour. I'm like, oh my bad. You should have told me. No one left. No, you're amazing. Honestly, I took so many notes. Hopefully you all did. Yeah, there's some massive key points in there, I think, over and over and over again. Like, I watched Drummo, but I laughed when she said she did the Eric Worre 20 and 30, because that was one of the first times we had the conference room and Linda did one of her things and you and Sabrina were doing it. And I was like, 20 and 30, that's just crazy. But the flow on effect after that, and I think you bring up so many good points, like talking to 2 people a week, like really. It's like, what level do you want to play at, to what goals you have, like, and that's what, like, my breakthrough was. I was just playing at a smaller level than I do now. And obviously, like, we're all the same because drummer used to too. You know, and then we headbutt and wonder why we're, like, not getting the results that we're after. But so many, I love it. It's a university course. Like, honestly, we go to university for 4, 5, 7 years of our life and we're willing to give that away, but we give this business up after a week, like, when it doesn't work. I find that really, really funny, and such a good point. And honestly, all your goals, I've obviously been to Drummo's apartment. Her goals are around her house and and it's so good to envision that. One last question before we love you and leave you. If you were starting the business all over again, you know, what was that? What are those, like, what is your golden tip for someone just getting started?
what is my best tip for getting someone started?
No. So if you were starting,
Yep.
like, so many of these people are brand new. So what is your top tip for, like, if you were to just get started in this business that you wish someone gave you?
Oh, good question. Oh, so many. Yeah. Top tip would be, I think I kind of covered it. Like, it's just being consistent. I think, like listening to the advice of like your mentors and your uplines and sidelines and stuff like that, and yeah, just really being consistent with your actions, and yeah, make sure your activities are matching, you know, where you want to go. And I can see one of the comments in here, Sarah, I love that. Hopefully that's fired you up. I hope I didn't offend when I said that, you know, people will usually jump out of the business. That's just what we see. We see about 90% of people that don't hit their fast tracks don't hang around in the business much longer. So I definitely wish you all the best, and I hope that and that's why they have the restart program as well, because people do pop at different times, which is cool as well. So there's also a question on here too that I was going to answer, which was, what do you mean by quality questions? Quality questions that I ask myself every day are things like, you know, how can I best add value today? How can I best feed my mind? How can I best fuel my body? What am I happy about? What am I grateful for? So there's some of the questions that I ask every day, and it really does put you in a different state, because you're not thinking about yourself, you're thinking about other people. Yeah, so what else? Was there any other questions in there?
No, I think that was it. It was just the 7 steps, but we actually have a blueprint too. It's a bit more than 7 steps. Maybe I need to, like, make that smaller.
Oh yeah, I think mine's 9 too. So
amazing.
Yeah.
No, you're so amazing. I'm struggling to qualify for the first time. I'm so close, but we've talked about that, Despina, and we'll talk about it again. Honestly, it's those sort of quality questions and it took me so long to understand too that what you focus on is what you get. So when I was focusing on me, and what can I do in my promotion, then of course it never happened. Instead of doing what Jomo said and ask yourself a more empowering quality question. You know, who can I go and help? Who can I inspire today? Because when you start to make this business about other people and their goals, like, you know, 100 Club, there is no possible way that, you know, Drummo and Linda 300 Club, like, that's not her. Like, right, that's her in the beginning, but you could never do those sort of things by just making it about yourself. So, how does she help Drummo get to 100 Club? How does she help Adam? How does she help Kira? It's like in this business, so you go and put it forth to other people about, and who can you go and help and inspire, and who can you empower? I loved the quote Drummo said, it's so much more than just fruits and vegetables. Like, it is about empowerment. It is about helping other people. So hopefully you guys got some amazing gold. I know that 7 o'clock is not the best time for a mum. So thank you so much, Drummo, for helping out and coming on. You're like, Tom, yes.
One of the first self-development books I read was called Law of Attraction. And it just backs up with what Loz has said. What you put out to the universe is what you're going to get in. And you probably know a lot of people out there who are always negative, or they're always broke. They always talk about being broke and not having money for this and that. And they'll always be in that situation unless they have a mindset shift. So, yeah, what you put out is what you get in. So if you're putting out to the universe more gratitude and helping others and adding value, you're going to get more of that back in. And for me, I had some real funny blockages around money, and a lot of us do, because we're not really taught about it properly, and so we have a really bad relationship with it. So for me, I never really took care of it. I never valued it, and so if you're like me and you have a really funny relationship about it, then like that might be something that you need to go and explore as well, because you need to firstly feel worthy of it, because once your checks start coming in and start growing, a lot of people do, they can't believe that they're worth this amount. And then also, like, I remember hearing like Cheryl Cortese earning $125,000 to $200,000 per month, and Jeff Roberti earning $500,000 per month. And now that's sort of like, I can see that can be a reality for me, those kind of figures. So it's about like, who is the person I need to become now to earn that type of money? And that's exciting. Like, that transition from who you are today to who you have to become, what kind of leader to start earning $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $100,000 a month. Like, it's scary, but it's also exciting. But know that that's possible. Like, people every day in this business are proving that lifestyle and that amount of income is, is possible. But you have to be able to handle what you've got now. So get whatever's going on with money, like, get that sorted now, so that you can attract more abundance. You're not going to get more if you can't handle what you've got. And one trick that, I don't know where I got it from, but someone told me that, you should write out a check to yourself from the universe on what you want your pay to be each month. So I started with $4,000. I just wanted to earn $4,000 a month. So in my wallet, every day I opened my wallet, this check was sitting in there of $4,000. And it's constantly like, where your focus goes, energy flows. So once I hit that, the next goal was $10,000 a month. So I just kept carrying around this check for $10,000 a month, and once I hit that, then you put the next check in, $20,000 a month, and you just keep carrying that check around until you start earning that. So, really be aware of where your focus is, because you really want to be intent on your thoughts and also on your actions. So, and you know what, this business is, like, we know it's not for everybody, but anybody can do this business, and that's what I love. And it doesn't matter what your background is or anything. And what if I can't stop spending it? What kind of team size do you need to make $10,000 a month? Total team, I don't know. Like, when I started earning that, I think maybe I had 150 in the team, 200 people in the team, somewhere around there. Like, that's the entire team though. That's like not frontline to me. That's, I don't know, maybe 20 frontline to you, and then it kind of starts branching out. But $10,000 a month, that's sort of NMD level. And that's cool. That's cool money. Like, when I started hitting $10,000 a month, I had the conversation with my partner. I'm going to retire you from your mining job. I'm going to out earn you, and I'm going to retire you from your job. And that was my goal. And, you know, we thought that was going to happen at the end of the year, but it's actually come to the point where I'm out earning him now. So if he wanted to, he could step away from his job, which he will do at the end of the year. He might do it earlier. We'll see how we go. But it's going to allow him now to go and chase his passions and allow him to do what he wants to do, because he's been watching me live this kick-ass life and travel and hang out with really awesome people. And now he's going to get the opportunity to do that. Like, I can't wait to be able to say to him, babe, go overseas on your own or with your mates and just go and have a good time. These mining families, they make so many sacrifices, you know, and he misses out on so much. So for me to be able to go, you know, when I first came into this business, to say, oh my God, I just want to contribute to the household budget. I just want to be able to pay one bill. You know, I couldn't even do that. To go from a high paying corporate job to having kids and then being severely in debt, you know, like, and you lose your self-worth, but this business gives you that back. It gives you your identity, it gives you control, and it gives you your voice. So don't underestimate the power of an opportunity like this, and don't underestimate the power of a 30-second conversation, because you have no idea what's coming around that next corner, who's coming around that next corner that's going to have a massive impact on your business and really bring in new energy and just take it in a whole new direction. So have faith in yourself, back yourself, but have faith in the systems and the support and the resources that you have available as well.
I think that's the biggest thing that we forget, that this isn't a job. Like, I had to get in that mindset of, it's not a job. Like, it's not like I'm going to have to, I love every single part of this business. I love meeting new people. I love chatting all day, right? It's like the perfect business for me. But it's a vehicle to allow you to go and do what you want. So Drummo said, her partner, Tom, you know, like, whilst he won't build this business to probably Drummo's kind of extent, right, it's going to allow him to go and live out his passions. Like, take that in for a minute. What are you passionate about? There's a girl in our team, in Adam's team actually, who her husband is a passionate musician. Musos get no money unless, you know, you're gigging every second of every day. But she's getting to a point where you're like, you know what, you can leave your crappy, like, excavator job and you can go and be a muso, and we don't have to have that reliable income of your crappy job that you actually despise. So this is a vehicle. Like, take that in, start to write down what you're passionate about. And never underestimate that 30-second conversation, because no matter what, yes, it'll change your business, right? Like, who knows? Who knows who you're going to talk to that's going to be your next Kristine Drummond, or your next Jess Fuller, or your next Sharon Aniol, or your next Adam Westwick, God help us. Like, you know, you never know if you don't have it. And, like, what's the worst someone can say? Like, go away or no? Like, it's a stranger anyway. It's like, it doesn't actually matter. But you never know, yes, who can change your business, but whose life you can potentially change. Like, imagine if Fee had never had a conversation with Kristine. Imagine, you know, that person who had the courage to talk to you. Imagine if they had never said anything. Imagine if they had kept it to themselves. I actually see this as a responsibility. Like, if Adam had not have shared this with me, God knows where I would be. Like, honestly, I was so lost and depressed. I would no idea where I'd be. So thank you so much, Drummo, for your time. Almost an hour. You're amazing. And thank you. Just so many notes and so many gold nuggets that now I have to transfer to my book. Although it's becoming 2 books now. But yeah, thank you so much for your time. Yeah, I think everything's a gold nugget. I'm like, got to rewrite it down. Thank you so much. We have so many amazing mums in the team, and I know that they just resonate so much with your story and, you know, your energy, and you just kick ass. You're a true Goya girl.
Oh, thanks, honey. And I'm loving the little goals that are popping up here on the side. 5,000 a month, 1,000 a month, retire my hubby. Yeah, go for it. Like, don't give up, honestly, because this is a life-changing experience. And if you embrace it, those goals will definitely happen. So yeah, thanks for having me, Loza, and thanks for having me, everyone. I really, really appreciate it, and I'm very grateful that I was able to jump on here tonight.
We love you, Drummo. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.